What is up, people? It's Richie T back in the house. I am going to go through a bunch of things with you. Got a little bit of news on an algorithm we've been working on, a trading algorithm for altcoins, which is pretty spectacular. Of course, Ethereum's in there. We've got OX, we've got VeChain, and we've got IOST. Let's get started. So let's just start with OX. OX is, in my view, looking at a bullish run. We've obviously broken this high formation down here. So we've had the lower high come down here. That is probably considered another lower high. However, you've seen this. You can see in this period right here, we have a really decent amount of consolidation going on. Consolidation is broken formation and it's headed on back up. One point of interest, I do have one major concern right now, is this this low here, potentially sneaking down below this consolidation period. Let me just scale this up. So if we look at the 1 hour chart, take a lot of noise out of that from removing that 15 minute chart. We can see we've got this low here of about 108. Price is around at the moment 109. So we want to see price turning around here. We definitely want to see it pushing above this previous high here. Let me just format that correctly. Yeah, it's looking like we've got a bullish move on our hands here. Time will tell, of course, but that's what we're here to do, and sit and wait patiently so that when something does arise, we're ready and waiting and ready to get into that trade. So this is the area of concern here. This next high has to penetrate through that for us to be on a new level. We also need this area here being broken from this previous high for ultimate confirmation. So in my view, if this high low holds, then we are looking at a bullish trend moving up. If it doesn't, then we'll sit tight and hold. There's a nice gap down here that's happened, which is pretty interesting. But all in all, I think that we're looking pretty good. So we draw a short-term trend line across the tops. Price wants to break through that for us to be able to move forward, I reckon. Anyway, it's looking pretty good at this stage. Definitely want to see higher highs though. What do we got next? Next up, let's get into. Actually, while we're there, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this algorithm. It's pretty exciting stuff. So I've been chatting to this quantitative analysis guy who's doing another project for me, and he said he's been telling me about this this script that he's written, and it's based off of altcoins and tweets. And so I said to him, like, well, tell me more. And he basically said that it works it works off of Twitter. So when let's say, for instance, let's use OX. So if Twitter has a really busy day on OX and there's a lot of tweets about OX, then price on OX goes up. Generally what happens with investors is investors invest off of emotion rather than any sort of technical analysis. They're not looking for value, features benefit, which equal value in an investment. They survive off FOMO, fear of missing out. So when there's tweets going out, and the more tweets the better, the more an altcoin's price will increase. Now, we've had a look at historical data. We've had a look at historical data through Twitter. So basically, it's a data scraping process where it's able to capture all of the tweets that are going through for Twitter and around the altcoin. So at the moment, like depending on what what pair you're going for. So let's stick with Ethereum. So there's about 108 pairs on Binance that you're able to trade. So you can set this thing for your altcoin pairs into your primary. So if you're on Bitcoin, obviously there's going to be a bunch more. But for this test case, let's just use Ethereum. Oh, nearly swallowed my own tongue. Anyway, so Ethereum's our primary, and we've got about 108 altcoins built into Ethereum on the other side. So what it essentially do is it will scour Twitter constantly, like every 0.5 of a second or something. It's literally just going through and through and through, and it's just grabbing data out of Twitter. So what it's essentially doing is it's just adding up the positive and the negative feeds on that particular altcoin that's backed into Ethereum. And then what it does is it calculates it if it's going to be positive or it's going to be negative for the pair. So if it's negative, obviously we're going to see bearish runs. If it's positive, we're going to see spikes in the coin. And I mean, fundamental analysis couldn't be more. It couldn't be easier. It's basically how it works. Now, if there's a bunch of positive news, it gives everyone the train of thought that, wow, that's a really good. It's a really good buy. I might put $50 in. I might put 100. Could put 1,000, 10,000, whatever, depending on your budget. Is how sort of investors react. It's like you know. They don't want to be the guys that didn't buy Bitcoin when it was, you know, like $30 or whatever it was, $5. You know, everyone's learned that lesson now. So that's why we've got this continual motion of people investing into these altcoins. Like everyone wants to jump on the next best thing. So when there's a bunch of news coming through Twitter and it's a continual barrage, then there's more and more people buying into that particular altcoin. It's a really unique script that we have going here, and we're going to backtest it some more and some more and some more to make sure that we are getting decent probability out of it. But I tell you what, if you want to be jumping on those pump and dumps and you want to be on the right side of them, then this is the way to do that. You'll be able to trade the pump and dumps with this. So we're going to do a little bit more back testing. We're going to definitely make sure that we've got decent probability. We definitely want over a 62% mark, and we will take it from there. But we'll keep you updated as I go through. The developer is working on a pretty large project at the moment, so we've just sort of slipped this in there with it while he's got spare time. But I mean, all the same, he knows what he's doing. He's a very clever man. And he is just the most analytical human being you've probably ever met. So anyway, let's get back to these charts. Let's see what is up with our good old friend Ethereum. And we'll get back to that as progress develops on that particular script. And we'll let you know how we're going. All right, Ethereum. So Ethereum has penetrated the 38.2% mark. Potentially at this stage we could be looking at a 50% retrace. I wouldn't say it's going to go any deeper. We can see this big full cycle on the daily, and if we go down to the 1 hour, we do have bullish evidence presenting itself right now. However, we still are like trickling down. We've got these 3 lower lows here. Price did come up, and it did match the previous high, which is a significant thing to do. So I wouldn't mind betting that next time that price comes up into that price point, which was 813, we would see price push up and above and close and reach its first higher high. Ethereum has taken a bit of a belting over the last couple of days. We were looking at a nice move to the upside. However, price just dropped right back off again. Anyway, there's not too much to say about Ethereum other than that. We definitely do want to see price break and close. That's the head of the candle above that management zone before we can actually see a trend reversal. So yeah, that's basically all we've got for Ethereum today. IOST is our next bad boy in the house. Let's check that out. IOST has been one that's been sitting on my radar for a little bit. I have been liking how it's been going. Basically, we've got this. We've got a slight uptrend happening. By slight, I mean anything could happen at this stage. So if we draw a trend line from here through that, we're saying that that is the bottom. We did see a pin bar here. We did see a continuation pin bar there. So this is on the 4 hour. We've got an hour and 30 minutes, 33 minutes or so. Now, we want to see a doji here. We want to see something of significance, deceleration. The last two candles have been brilliant, but we do want to see that decent doji or a really nice pin bar to open up for the next candle, which theoretically should be bullish. If you look at this, we've got our first high. Come down here, we're onto our first higher low. So things are looking good for IOST. If you don't have any money in this, I would suggest having a look at it yourself and making a trading assumption based off of what you can see here of price action. Higher lows, higher highs equal uptrend. So let's just see what happens. I mean, we've got an hour and 32 minutes left. We could see price penetrate this. We could need to adjust this level here. But as you can see where my cursor is right here, we do not want that price breaking and closing below this point right here. So I'm going to draw an arrow across so that all y'all know the level that we don't want to break and close below. If we do, we're basically fucked. That's a no-go. Let's make that purple. There we go. Boom. If price breaks below this purple line, then we don't want to be going anywhere near it. That means that we've broken that that potential trend on the way up, and we are literally moving down again. So let's keep our eyes peeled. Make sure we're looking out for bullish evidence. Make sure we're looking out for deceleration, and yeah, we'll check back on that in another couple of hours. What's up next? Good old V-Chain, I reckon. By the way, the tunes today are supplied by Buddha Bar. Nice cruisy trading music. Here we go. This is what I am currently waiting on right now. We're at 30 minutes on this candle off the 60-minute chart. We've seen higher highs, lower highs, and we really want to be seeing a push to the upside. I'm going to draw a short-term trend line up through this bad boy. Reformat that to another color. Yeah, so this is looking really good. I'm actually waiting. This could be my trade of the day that will put a couple of percent on the old account. The old V-Chain. We are seeing bullish evidence right now. Whether this short-term trend line holds is a different story. However, same rule applies as previous with the what was it, IOST. If price pulls down and penetrates here, actually if price pulls down and penetrates any of these lows here, then that's a no-go zone again. I would like to think, actually I'm going to put the Fibonacci on that instead of saying I would like to think, I would like to know. There we are. Boom. Where are we at? 50%. Mate, I did think that it was going to come down around this region because of this. Let me get the fib off the screen so you can see. I did originally think because of this management zone that we would see a pullback into this management zone and then a continuation to the upside. So let's see if that plays out. Let's see if I can manage the move as well. So let's go off the first move, that'll be better. This is just an estimate. There's no actual formula to this. But generally, a move's a move. There you go. Oh. Pretty chilled Friday in my house right now. The baby's asleep, doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And we're about to go and hit the pool and have a bit of an afternoon swim to start off the week. Anyway, yeah, so there we go. We could be seeing a potential move to the upside around the 81.07 mark. If we're purchasing in anywhere between, obviously, where price is now at 658 and the bottom of that management zone 636, and we do get significant bullish evidence, then I will be parking some clams on that particular trade and waiting for that to rise up. Obviously, areas of significance as we do move up are these highs. So that would be your first one. You'd be keeping a very watchful eye on that. You would also be keeping a very watchful eye on that high. And what you're doing is you're waiting for, well, you're not waiting, you're looking for bullish evidence to present itself for you to get out of that trade if it does. Do not ever get out of a trade before a candle is closed. That's a really stupid thing to do. So there we go. There's 3 areas to manage on the way up. Obviously, this would be another one, this bottom, and that would probably be a nice management zone going through there. Always take into consideration the tops and the bottoms of the previous moves, and if they've held significantly, actually, as you can see right there, we've got a tops there, we've got bottoms running through there, and a top there. So let's just draw that zone in. There we go. Cool. That is that. Perfect. So yeah, V-chain out of the 4 is definitely looking best. Just want to see what sentiment we've got on Ethereum. It's basically in tanking mode. So yeah, best thing to do is get into these alts and get a bit of clam chowder off of that. Thanks very much for watching all of our videos. We really appreciate it. We also really appreciate all the new subscribers that we're getting on a daily basis. It means a lot to Eddie and I. If you haven't subscribed to our Facebook, Twitter or Discord, do so. The links are below. If you have any questions, send us an email, post a comment. We love helping you out with education. Until next time, which is Monday. No, I'm bullshitting you. It's probably Saturday because we'll do the live trade. We're doing the live trade tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Sydney time. So yeah, jump on, follow us, and see what we do and why we do it. And hopefully you learn something along the way. Anyway, that's all from me today. Ciao.